Okay, so we have another problem here where the force is variable. So the car moves, and then we have a protection barrels, and then when the car hits the barrels, there is a force of this much that develops inside the barrels. And then the question says that how far can the car move inside these barrels, where it will stop. So will it stop here, will it stop here, and then will it stop here? That is the question that it asks. Then the weight of the car is 4000 lb, and then it's traveling with a speed of 75 feet per second. And this is the graph of the force. And then again we will use our famous equation. And then that says that the work acting on the body from 1 to 2 is equal to change in kinetic energy, or kinetic energy at 2 minus kinetic energy at 1. So let's identify first the kinetic energy at 1. So 1 is when the car just hits here. So let me put this one as the x direction. When it is about to hit, so it will have a velocity of 75 feet per second. So m v1 squared by 2, that will be m into 75. So I believe m is also given. Okay, the weight is given, that is weight by g, and then 75 squared by 2, and that is 4000 by g, and then that is the 32 point. Okay, that is the kinetic energy at 1, and then kinetic energy at 2 will be equal to, okay, the maximum that the car moves inside the barrels is that where car will stop. Okay, if it stops, the car stops, and then we will have the V2 as 0. So from here, kinetic energy at 2 will be 0. Okay, and then this is the right hand side of the equation. Then the work 1, 2 will be only by the barrel deflection. Okay, when the barrels deflect, there is a force that is developing, and that force is against the motion of the car. Okay, let me add it here. This is the force by barrel, and then that is against it's against the motion of the car. And that's the reason that, so if I just put it here, then it will be that F into ds. And if you remember, we have said that, and then so theta is, so cosine theta actually is less than 0. Okay, and therefore I will write this one as that negative F into ds, because theta is 180 degrees. Okay, so let's do that now. Then the work from 1 to 2 will be equal to then F into ds with negative sign from 1 to 2. And then F is given as 90 times 10 to the power of 3 times x 1/2. And then from 1 to 2. And then ds is same as dx, because car moves that way, s, okay, and then s is same as x, and therefore ds is same as dx. Okay, I will just put it as dx here. Okay, this is just a small, simple integration. So I will just put that 90 times 10 to the power of 3, and then times x 1/2 plus 1 by 1/2 plus 1 from 1 to 2. Okay, that will be times 10 to the power of 3 times then 2/3, we have then 2 by 3 times x 3 by 2. Okay, and that's from 1 to 2. Okay, now time to identify what is 1 and then what is 2. At 1, we have x is 0, and then at 2, we have x is, let's say, x stop. Okay. If you replace those values here, then we will have negative 90 times 10 to the power of 3 times 2/3, then times the 1 is 0, so that's the reason no need to write it. So just put this one as x stop to the power of 3 by 2. Okay. And this is the left hand side, and then I found the right hand side this way. So now time to solve the equation. So negative, let's cancel the terms here. So we have then 3 and 90 and then 30. Okay, it will be that negative 60, 30 and then 60 times 10 to the power of 3 and then times x stop to the power of 3 by 2, and then that will be equal to 4000 by 32.2 times 75 squared by 2. Sorry. So that will be kinetic energy 2 minus kinetic energy 1. 2 is negative, and then that will be negative. Negative 4000 32.2 and then 75 squared by 2. Okay, now let's solve it and see what's the result. First thing is the 40,000 by 32 times 75 times 75 by 2. That's the right hand side. And then we have this one divided by 60. Let me put it this way. No. So 32.2. Okay, yeah, no, this one's true. And this one divided by 60, and then 60 times 1000. Okay, that's this value divided by 60 times 1000. That will be 5.8. So we have x stop to the power of 3 by 2 is 5.8. Let's say 2. So what you can do is that you can take the square root of the both sides, and then let me just show you how we can solve it. So then x stop, and then we have a to the power of 3, that will be 5.82. So to solve this equation, what you can do is that take the square of this part and then square of that part, then you will have x stop will be equal to the power of 3, 5.82 squared, and then x stop will be third of 5.82 squared. Okay, that will be your solution step. So let's do that. So then next is that this one multiplied with square root of, and then square, and then we will take this one to the power of, okay, and then 3 point x stop will be 3.24 and then feet. So that's where it will stop. Okay, so this is the end of the problem. Then see you in the next problems. Thanks for watching.